This is Suresh Mogan from Hyper Software. Hello everyone. Let's do a Codelab from Google Codelab's website, and this Codelab is called Building Beautiful Apps Faster with Material Components on Android. This material design components has been just recently announced in the last Google I/O, which is Google I/O 2017, and it has become a really popular a component library for beautiful app design. And we're just going to walk through this website and build an app. And here it says it should take only 16 minutes to build this app, and it also builds it from a sample app that is already there. So we're going to walk through the whole thing as if we're going to build a brand new app. Alright, so what is material components, material design components? Basically, material design components helps developers execute material design developed by a core team of engineers and UX designers at Google. What we will build in this Codelab? We are going to build an animated stretchable app bar, which is here, and allow users to navigate between categories using the bottom navigation pattern, which is this also acts as the categories, and have a grid layout with adjusted density on screen size. Okay, and the components we're going to be using in this Codelab is a toolbar, app bar layout, and collapsing tab toolbar layout. Then bottom navigation view, of course, recycler view and the grid layout manager. What we will need: Android Studio 2.3 plus, and the sample code which is located here, basic programming in Android as well as in Java. Okay, so I'm assuming the same, and I already have Android Studio 2.3 installed. I do not have this sample code. I'm going to get this sample code, and this Codelab is focused on material components. There are mentions of non-relevant concepts and code blocks for you to simply copy and paste, which sounds good so far. Next, let's go and download this sample code. It's on github.com. It is hosted, so I'm gonna go download it to my downloads folder for now, and let's open this zip file. It should open up and create a folder. Here it is. Okay, it has all the materials that we need for this Codelab. Alright, let's continue. Now let's press. Okay, then download the Codelab starter app or clone it from GitHub. More help cloning from here. Then import the project and then run the starter app. Alright, so let's go download this starter app, which we already got. So we already cloned it, and let's open up Android Studio and select import project. I have the Android Studio open. I'm gonna do import project, and then I'm gonna go to downloads, and where I have this here, and I'll say okay. It's loading. I want to show you. It's loading the whole sample code and should be up and running in a few minutes. Almost there. The progress bar reached 100%, but still doing its resolution and dependency resolving and all that. Okay, there you go. It's now running the build, and Android Studio is up and running. And I don't need this, and we can open up this project structure to see to take advantage of this. Right now, remind me later. Click on project. We should be seeing this loaded. Okay, there you go. It loaded everything, all the demos. Okay, so now we continue from here. Navigate to the starter directory, click OK. Run the starter app. Make sure the configuration to the left of run button is app. Press the run play button, select a device in the deployment target, click OK. Let's follow the steps. Okay, so if we click on this run button, I don't see an app here, so let's go back and take a look and what it is saying. So we have to open up this full folder, and let's zoom in and see what happens. Okay, zoom in. Where is that? So it's demos, Codelabs, building beautiful apps, starter. Okay, and there is some errors also here. Okay, let's see it. Right, let's open up and say demos, Codelabs, starter, app. Okay, and let's see if we can project, demos, Codelabs, starter, an app, and then we should be able to run as. I can't find run as, so it only has back layer, shrine, test app, and back layer. So I think we have to resolve some of these errors first before we can proceed. So this is fantastic, because this is what people are going to run into when they open up and try to do this Codelab. Okay, we just downloaded from the sample app, but we're still getting errors, right? Cannot find symbol, cannot find symbol. We can do one thing. We go here and say clean project for now, and then let it clean. It's still, the build is running. Once the clean is done, let's open up and take a look. We should be able to run the regular build. Now what is under here in the meantime? Okay, did it even the clean failed. Even the clean failed. Yeah, this is a clean task. Okay, compilation. Okay, once the clean is done, it builds automatically. So let's okay. We could do one more thing. We, instead of opening the master, let's close the this project. Okay, and let's just open up one project from inside. Okay, we'll go here and then we'll say demos, we'll say Codelabs, we'll say starter. Okay, to take advantage of all these features, we had upgrade to 3.3, but right now we'll not do. Builds are running. We are just waiting for the builds to finish. It's induction. Hopefully now the app should have built completely. So if you go here, messages, yeah, build successful. So the whole master project has some issues. So we just going to go into this simple app folder, and now we see the app. Okay, the way it is explained in in the Codelab. So we open up this, we see this starter app. Now we see this app. Okay, now they're saying click OK. Android Studio builds the app and deploys automatically, opens it on the target device. Let's see. So now if I click on this, I don't have any target device, physical device, but I do have a ADB. I created a ADB Nexus 6P with the API 26. I will have another tutorial on how to install ADBs. The available virtual devices, or AVDs we call it, right? There is this button called create new virtual device, but right now I already have it. Let me click on this, and a new AVD should launch. And that launch is right here. Once it launches and puts up the Android OS, it will deploy the APK, the starter APK, and will bring up the first screen that the Codelab is recommending us to do. Now we are just waiting for the AVD to load. Almost there. Some more time, almost there. The Android Studio is waiting for the target device to come online, which is this device. I can actually hook up my physical device. I do have a physical device, and then I need to do a screen mirroring to show you the what's going on, and that's a little tedious, so I'm just using the virtual device. This will do for our Codelab. Maybe if in a complex tutorials I will try to use the physical device and show you how it deploys on the physical device. For now we're just gonna use the AVD. We're just waiting for the AVD to boot up completely. Now the Android system is loading, and it should be up and running in any minute now, any second now. Okay, there you go, the initial screen. Okay, system device is fun. Let's continue to wait because it is still loading, and the APK will install. And here is our first screen. There you go. Here is the starter app with bare bones a skeleton. Okay, and we're gonna build on top of this. Cool. Let's go back here and say we did this. Yep, this doing the same thing. 6v 25, but I have 26. Voila, Sharan is running on your device. Scroll through the list of products, but the app is clearly not finished yet. So let's go back and take a look at the Android device. I don't even get the pictures, right? And we just have the recycler view cards. Okay, there you go. It's slowly loading. Some of them loaded. There you go. Wow, the network may be slow, or the OS is just bogged down with many processes. There you go. So it did load the same way we see it in the Codelab. Alright, now let's continue. Add a collapsing app bar. What's a collapsing app bar? Let's say the designer gave you the following markups, and you are going to update it to match. So here is the app bar. Okay. Making a static layout that looks like the mark on the left can be done with simple layout classes. Yes, we need to allow network connections. Yes, please. That may be what is slowing down the emulator. So here it is. The whole thing is running. I can minimize it for now. Alright, so here are the instructions. In the app module build.gradle file, update the dependency section to add a dependency for material components for Android. Okay, so they're all here. So this is the one, this line. So copy, and we go back to our Android Studio, open up the app, build.gradle, and we're gonna add this line. Okay, and once we save this, we need to do a sync so that it builds. We'll go back. After editing the file, make sure sync the project. This can be done by this. We already did that. Now add a coordinator layout to main activity. Coordinator layout acts like a frame layout, but it allows its children to react to changes in a dependent view. Okay, and we are going to replace the frame layout in main activity with a coordinator layout. So in here we're gonna change whatever it says to this coordinator layout. So we'll copy paste. Actually we'll copy the whole thing because we need to use the entire fully qualified path. Okay, again, remind me later. And it is done. Two builds are running. Build should be done now. It's still running. And in the meantime, let's go open up our resource layout. Main.xml. okay, and then we are gonna go open up. Okay, the build succeeded, and we're gonna go open up a text file. Here you go. It says layout, frame layout. These two, we're gonna right mouse click and paste our coordinator layout. Okay, now this replaces the coordinator layout here. Press save, go back, make sure that you have the Excel and app attribute when making this replacement, as we will need the app namespace to use attributes from these widgets. So this one, okay, let's go and make sure that that is there. So let's press enter. I don't see it, so we may need to add it. So let's simply copy paste. Okay, okay, cool. We added the name XML NS means XML namespace. is declared but never used, but we are going to use it pretty soon. Alright, next, wrap the toolbar in an app bar layout and a collapsing toolbar layout. As the main content moves, app bar layout and a collapsing toolbar layout will work with the scrolling recycler view to adjust the toolbar content. Okay, let's wrap it. So what it is, write this line and this line, wrap this line. Okay, so we already have this recycler view and toolbar. Okay, so we are going to be adding this whole collapsing toolbar layout to app bar layout. Alright, so we'll open this up, copy, go back here, and we'll add it on the bottom. So it should be inside this. So we'll do an undo, and then we need to close this. Okay, we got this now closed properly, and we'll put this inside. It should work now. Okay, there you go. Duplicate. I see. So I don't think we need the whole thing. We can just remove this and do this. Okay, we replace the toolbar with a new toolbar at the bottom here. Okay, it's still on the top listed, but it will move to the bottom. The app bar layout's height determines the height of the app bar. The height determines the height of the app bar in its collapse state, 400. Okay, the layout scroll flags. There is another detail we need to get the scroll bar behavior correct. Specify to the collapsing toolbar layout that you want to keep the toolbar itself on the screen at all times. Add a layout collapse mode attribute to the toolbar tag. Okay, this line. Copy, go back, and here it is, right? Toolbar. Okay, it's still on the top. One last thing, tell coordinator layout that the recycler view scroll event should notify app bar layout, and the coordinator layout behaviors can respond to a number of different user interactions. Okay, and we're going to be copying pasting this line and the recycler view. Copy, and where is the recycler view? The recycler view is here, and we're gonna go and copy this line. Okay, so far good. We still have one issue with the styling. Remove the V21 specific styles for toolbar.collapsing tool. Will handle the adding the necessary elevation as the toolbar is collapsed. Delete the widget.shrine.toolbar style from the values V21 styles.file. Okay, files will be grouped under a single entry. You can expand this entry to select the V21 version and make this change on it. Okay, let's go back, and here is the values. You can see there are 3 files in the styles. There is a 21, 17, and then the general one. So 21, and then what is he talking about, or what are they saying? Delete the shrine widget the toolbar style. Delete widget shrine toolbar, this one. Okay, we delete it, we save. Delete this V21 style override. Okay, remove the background color from the main toolbar styles as it will interfere with the collapse animation. Remove the background color from the main toolbar, this line. Okay, so if we go back, do we see a background color? I don't see a background color. So where this is talking about? Oh, in the style. In the styles value, remove this line. Okay, not V21 styles, but this styles. go here, and they are saying the background, this line, remove it. Okay, this line in the regular styles.xml file. Uncomment the predefined styles for the collapsing toolbar and its children. Uncomment these. Now this will open up this will remove the red error that we are seeing here. This will go away now as soon as we do this line. Here it is. So the commenting, we simply need to delete this line and delete this line. Now we uncommented it. Let's go save it, and let's go save this, and it should go away. There you go. Now it's green. Okay, run the app. Now there is a nice large landing page header that slides away, condensing into just the logo in the app bar. Okay, however, we can make better use of this enlarged content area. Now let's run this. Go back and run again. Okay, previous app is removed, a Gradle build is running, and a new app will come up. We're just waiting for the build to finish. All the errors are gone, so it should be done now. And there you go, installing APKs, launching activity, and we should see our app right now. Yes. It's still not completely loaded. It's still unresponsive. So okay, there you go. Now it's running. You see that coordinator layout? It said shrine on the top. As soon as we moved, it is shrinking. It went to the small, and a very nice effect. There you go, it fully loaded. Then it will expand when we are at the top of the screen. Now it loaded the whole thing. Cool. Okay, let's go back. Add more content to the expanded. This is the one they're talking about. So this is the bar, and this, when you scroll, it goes to the top. Okay, add more content to the expanded app bar. To make good use of the expanded app bar area, we can include large immersive content. Okay, first let's add a large photo that will collapse slightly slower than its container, making it seem as if it's further away from the user than the content in front of it. Okay, it's called a volley. So let's add a volley network image view as the first child of the collapsing toolbar layout. So we're going to add this line, the whole thing. All the material is inside our sample app, so we can just add this line in front before the toolbar, inside the collapsing toolbar layout. So we go here. Here is our collapsing toolbar layout. Here is the toolbar. So we're going to add this whole section right here. And let's say save, and let the build continue. And we will come over here and continue. Network image view allows us to load images from a URL. Okay, but collapsing toolbar layout will work just as well with the stock image view class. You can just stick in an image view instead of a network image view. Network image view, you have to give a URL, and that URL will bring in that image specified in the URL. In this case, the Codelab folks are saying that you can even use static, image view and stock image. The important piece is adding the layout collapse mode and layout collapse parallax multiplier attributes. A layout collapse mode or a parallax tells the collapsing toolbar layout that this view will collapse at a slower rate or a faster rate specified by this multiplier. Okay, the multiplier is at 0.75. So let's see how it behaves. You can also add the text content shown in the marks. Add a linear layout with the two text views, one for the title, one for the description. So the code is already here. We're going to copy paste them. There you go. So this is the linear layout. There is a text view here. There is a text view here. So we're going to add this whole thing, these three views, to our code right before toolbar, right after network image view. Here is the network image view, and we're going to add it here. Okay, save it, continue. So we added an image, we added a linear layout that has two text views, one for the title, one for the description. And now as a final step, give the network image view some content. So far there is no URL specified in the image network image view, so they will not load any image, right? So we need to specify a URL. Let's continue where we are. There you go. Add to main activities on create method to select a product for the header. Make a network request for the product associated image URL to get the image data. In the main activity.java, we're going to be adding this code, just these 3 lines. So what it does is it basically gets the header product of products. Header image is found by this is the image network image view, and then we are calling it set image URL and giving this URL. Okay, let's copy, go here, and the main activity is under Java. So open this is on create. We have this recycler view. You see the recycler view and image requester. Between these two we need to add this line. So let's grab the whole thing, copy, come over here, right after this we add this line. Okay, save it. Now we need to add this get header product code. So this will basically iterate through and find the product. So we can add it right under this. Okay, now this will resolve. Yes, this resolved. And we go back. Now run the app. So what we are supposed to see is this big picture, best gifts for teen girls, a shrine, and then as you scroll the shrine will become small, and as you scroll out you will see this big screen show up. Okay, the large header is filled with eye-catching content that disappears as the user scrolls up. Let's do it. Ready and run. Okay, the build is running. We still have 14 minutes remaining. I'm not sure whether this is the right data. There you go. We got the same exact display as it's shown in the Codelab. So we got the whole thing. We scroll, you see the effect, and it becomes small. So we scroll out, the whole thing shows up. We scroll back in. That's it. So it's pretty easy to set up using collapsible toolbar layout and adding network image view and a couple other texts. All right, let's continue. Okay, so far we're done with 3 steps. The 4th step, now we're going to add this bottom navigation app bar. Apps need a way to navigate between screens. The Marks is the bottom navigation pattern. Material Components provides bottom navigation view to implement this pattern. It functions much like a menu and it can be configured almost entirely via XML resources. Alright, let's do this. So we're going to be doing copy pasting of XML, not doing the visual. So let's continue. Add a bottom navigation view needs to go on top of all the previously added content. Okay, add it as the last child in main activities coordinator layout. This is the one we're going to be. So we already have an app bar layout. So we need to add this line right before the coordinator layout closing tag. So we'll go back to main. Here is the collapsing layout toolbar. There is a coordinator layout, so we need to add it right here. Okay, here is the coordinator layout. Here is the app bar layout. Here it is, and we are adding right after this before the end tag. The added navigation event makes use of their theme overlay to change the tint color, which is this line. Okay, selected icons. Add the theme overlay definition to the main styles.xml file. Remember, there were 3 styles XML file, and the main one doesn't have any version number, so this is the one. So we need to add this style. So right now we have a red squiggly for the menu and also this bottom navigation. So hopefully these will go away very soon with the more material added. So for now let's add styles.xml, and we can add it at the bottom, so it doesn't matter. We added this, save it, go back. We still have this menu to be created. That menu will have the 3 items or 4 items as defined in the screen. Alright, so here is the menu. So this view will also make use of a menu resource to specify which items, icons and labels to display in the navigation. Add a new menu resource. For that we need to add this menu inside this app res menu folder. So share bottom navigation.xml, that's the name. Okay, so let's copy the whole thing because we need to add a brand new menu, and it will be called share shrine bottom navigation. Okay, let's open up the there are no menus here. Okay, there are no menus, so we're going to be adding a brand new menu. So we'll do new, I'm looking for menu, so okay, so we don't have any such menu. So let's go back and take a look where we are supposed to add app res menu. Okay, app res, there are no menus here, so we can add a new folder called menu. New, I'm trying to see if there is anything already there. No. Okay, res folder, we call it new folder location main res 2. Okay, not that because we already have a res. New directory, call it menu. Okay, it created a menu, and then we're going to create a menu resource file, and we're going to call it shr underscore bottom underscore navigation. Okay, it's in the main menu folder. Let's go back and take a look. Is that the name? Yes, share bottom navigation. Okay, and then we switch to text, and we'll replace we'll try to put it in first. Okay, that's a good thing. So I can replace the whole thing with this and share. If we go back to design, we should be able to see those 3. Okay, all right, we'll stay with the text for now, XML, as it is explained in the Codelab. We added this whole menu. Now make the magic happen. Users generally want their navigation buttons to take them somewhere. Attach some listeners to the view and handle those changes. If we go back to our XML file, this should go away now. There you go. It became a green. Bottom navigation provides 2 listeners for navigation events. On navigation item selected listener. Wow, that's a mouthful. On navigation item selected listener lets you know when a new navigation item has been selected, so that you can change to the new category. Alright, in the main activity, we're going to be adding this. Since the app currently doesn't have a lot of possible destinations, simple navigation by shuffling the product list. Add a method to shuffle the product list in main activity. This is a brand new method, so let's add this method. Let's go back to main.activity and let's scroll to the bottom. Before other classes, we can add them here. Okay, and then attach the listener first in main activities on create. This will shuffle the list of products. This basically calls collections.shuffle, which is a built-in function in the collections library class or collections library, and it will just do the shuffling. You can use it for music shuffling and all kinds of shuffling. So adapter.setProducts will reset the product and the adapter after we shuffle. So in the on create, we just need to call this line after the layout manager, scroll position to offset. So let's find the scroll position to offset. Here is the on create. We may probably need to bring in a lot more than that. So I think the whole thing has to come in because we need to add this listener. All right, makes sense. So on create, we'll copy this whole thing at the end. Okay, Yes, we'll do we'll clean up all of those. Okay, we'll come back. Below the method call inside of main activities on create, add the on navigation list. This will scroll to the top of the list. Okay, same on create, we're gonna do on navigation item reselected listener. Okay, this is the different than the selection listener. Copy. I'm just resolving all of them using the keyboard shortcut. It was displayed in the tooltip. Okay, all of them are now done. Finishing touches. Given the categories, it would be best for users to start in the home screen. So we need to set it to the home screen. So if there is no saved instance, we need to start from the home. That's what it means. All right, let's copy paste. We can type, but let's copy paste for this tutorial. Okay, save it. Now when the saved instance is empty, that brand new first time running, we need to set it to category. Okay, now run the app. The bottom navigation is easy to reach on the screen, gives the user a smooth way to move around the app. So it will first show up in the home category, which is right here probably. Let's run it and we'll see. Gradle build is running. Okay, right now there are two errors. Okay, let's go and find this symbol. Cannot find symbol variable collections. So we need to resolve this. So I'm doing Alt Enter, import class, done, save, run again. Yes, please. Now it should go, the error should go away. Gradle build is running. I don't see any other red bars on this, so it should be running. There you go, it loaded. Cool. So here we go. We see the three buttons on the category, the three menus we created. It's in the home, and if you do clothing, it should be doing clothing. If you do popsicles, all the popsicles. And then if you do home, it should be all. And the coordinator layout is working on the top, and the up bar is at the bottom. All right, let's go and continue. Two more screens to go. To create the card layout with increased density, move to a grid layout manager for the recycler view. This card layout also supports large screens. So look at this. Now this has become a grid, 2x2 grid. There are 4 items displayed here. And the way to do it is add resource values to define column width. You can select different values based on screen size with Android resources. You use Android resources to pick a different number of cards for smaller and larger screens. Here you go. Now we need to add in the resources folder, we need to add integer. There is a integers.xml. Add a new integers.xml file in apps value. So we need to add this new file called integers.xml. Copy. It's under values. Okay, let's go back. There is values, there are no integers, so we should say new value resources file, and we call it integers. Okay, it's loaded, and then we need to add just this line. Since already there, I'm going to replace this and save it. Okay, we're going to use this soon. Right now the column count is 2. The new integer resource will be the default column count if none of the other possible qualifiers apply. Next, add some qualifier values. Look at this qualifier, 480 dp width value. and add another integers XML file with a qualifier for screen width 480p. So the way to do it is with a qualifier. So add new value resource file. So there is a qualifier screen width, okay, and the screen width is 480 dp, and we will do this directory name values, oops, not this, just integers, okay, and we'll say okay. Res values integer because file already exists, okay. I did an incorrect screen width, okay, there you go, it created now. So values dash 480 dp integers. I shouldn't put the dp, it puts the dp itself. All I need to give is the width. Okay, it created it, and now we go copy paste this line. Okay, now add one more for 960 dp. Okay, let's copy. We need to do one for 960 dp. Integer value screen width 960. Okay, cool. Save it. This will take care of devices that are much larger than the base size, such as large tablets. Now we need to use the grid layout manager in the recycler view. So adjust main activity to use a grid layout manager and initialize it with the column count from the resources that we just added. Update main activities on create to replace its linear layout manager with a grid layout manager. Okay, so here it is, recycler view, and we are doing that find view by ID, and then we do a set layout manager to grid layout manager. So we can copy paste this one line or just this line, or we can copy paste the whole thing. For now, let's just go back to main activity, scroll up, and here is the layout manager. So all we need to do is replace this line. We don't need to copy paste the whole thing. Did I copy it? I did not. So copy, come here, and then paste. Okay, now I need to resolve it. Okay, resolved it. The red line went away. Save it. Now we replace the layout manager from linear to grid, and then we are giving a column count from our values folder, not the qualified one, the unqualified one. Okay, now run the app. Now we should see 2x2 grid. Grid layout manager makes it easy to create a layout with items of constant size. Try the app across rotations or maybe on a larger device or emulator to see how the layout changes. I don't have other devices installed, so I'm just going to show you this one. Alright, let's do this. Gradle build is running. It will do the install of the APK, and then we should see the grid very soon. There you go, indexing, installing APKs. This is, there you go, I see the 2x2 grid, and the column count is 2, so the whole thing is loaded. We see the app bar, we see the collapsible toolbar layout, all the things we set out to do in this Codelab. It's all done. Okay, now wrapping up, we started with the basic, gave a new life with the material components for Android. Now there is a large immersive app bar with eye-catching content. The grid adjusts its content density across various screen size. And of course, if you want to load at the finished one, it's at the completed directory, which we saw when we were loading the project, but we did it all ourselves. Where to go from here? This sample example demonstrates a few important components, but material components has more to offer. Take a look at the GitHub repo, as well as the documentation and applications that demonstrate the variety of components and usage. Thank you for giving material components for Android a try, and we hope you enjoyed the Codelab. 0 minutes remaining. We are done. We're going to be done with this Codelab. Hope you enjoyed this, and look forward to more videos on the YouTube channel. Bye bye.